This week I received an email from Gina, and she's been using the Garmin dashboard and really paying close attention to her body battery numbers. She wanted a little bit more clarification on what can she do to improve her body battery score on a daily basis as well as a weekly and everything beyond. This is a really good question if you're using the Garmin, because you've got to look at the Garmin dashboard almost as if you're looking through the rear view mirror. And what I mean by that is when you wake up tomorrow morning and you're looking at your body battery for today, it's an accumulation of what you did, stress, and that could be exercise, personal, professional, life in general, to your ratio of sleep and food, both quality and quantity. So I want you to look at the screen right here. When you're looking at the depletion of the body battery and you count how many points you've lost, let's say that you've gone from 100 and you've gone down to 25. Now, I'm just trying to share numbers with you only for the ease of calculation. So let's say you start your day at 100 and it goes all the way down to a 25. First and foremost, stop and ask yourself, what did you do yesterday that caused you to lose 75 points? And look at all aspects of life. On the opposite side of that, you ended yesterday at a 25. What was your body battery this morning when you woke up? So now you get to look at how many points you accumulated through sleep and food. Now, stop and think about this. On a daily basis, you wake up in the morning, you're looking at your biofeedback indicators, body battery, sleep score, sleep ratios, resting heart rate, HRV. When you're looking at tomorrow morning, all you're doing is looking at a recap of yesterday, both on the stress and your ability to recover. When you wake up today and your body battery, let's say it goes from a 25 when you went to bed last night and it only pops up to 75, you've now recognized that you've picked up 50 points. The question that I get quite often is that a good ratio? Is that a good amount of points to pick up? No, and not in a negative way. Our goal is always to get back to 100%. You want to get that body battery back to 100, just like with your cell phone. If you use your Maps app on your phone, you know it devours power much quicker because of the processing speed and the constant communication. Well, would you rather start your day at 100 or at a 75? Now again, I'm not naive. I know we all want to be at 100. The question was, what can I do to improve the body battery number? And this is where it gets a little bit tumultuous. If you're not able to recover day after day, you need to ask yourself, what's causing the high level of depletion? Now again, when we get back to the subject of life, your job, the people you work with, your personal relationships, for the sake of our partnership here on YouTube, obviously I'm talking about the idea associated with volume and intensity and frequency of training. We're looking at the volume and the quality of food for your body to sufficiently absorb what you did yesterday. If you follow me for any period of time, you know my definition of overtraining is simply not absorbing the volume and the intensity that you're currently doing. Now, with that being said, this is where we get into the science of performance, because if you look at the idea that you started your day at 100 and it went down to a 25, that is not a bad thing. Heck, you could take it all the way down to a 5. By the way, the 5 is the lowest number you'll see on a Garmin battery. The depletion rate from 100 to 5, that's a big burn rate. But it doesn't become a problem if you're able to get yourself back 95 to 100 the next day. When you're able to do that, that's when I want you to pump the brakes a little bit. We're waking up tomorrow morning. We know what we did yesterday, all elements of life. We know what we've eaten, volume, the consistency, what time, what type of cadence were you eating. You know how much, right? So you're looking at the volume, you're looking at the quality, and you're looking at the cadence. Well, you know what your burn rate is based on what you did and what you endured. You've seen what your body battery bounced back to based on the volume of food, the quality of the food, the volume of sleep, and the quality of sleep. Now, the ideal scenario would be you're getting 2 hours of deep sleep to less than 15 minutes of awake time. Those are your sleep ratios. You're in bed for 8, preferably 9+ hours. That would be an ideal scenario. So what we're trying to do is create that finite balance between, are you bouncing back to 95, 100? And if so, what did you do to make that happen? If you're looking at a depletion rate from 100 down to say 25 or down to 5, what did you do? Because now you have to almost reverse the entire conversation. If you drained your battery down, let's say to a 25, and you were only able to bounce it back to a 75, and you nailed, in your opinion, your sleep and your food couldn't be any more dialed, that's when you know that the workload in the front side is either too long or too hard, or the frequency is too often, because you got to look at the stacking of fatigue, known as residual fatigue. So I know this video is a little bit longer than normal, but it was really important for you guys to get the idea that a body battery is a tremendous resource, but it does require a slight paradigm change in the way you look at it. Depletion is based on everything that you're dealing with personally, professionally, financially, and athletically. Those are those 4 quadrants of life. Your ability to recover from that is directly predicated off of quality and quantity of food and sleep. And that's where the body battery becomes a priceless resource. If you happen to have a question such as this, again, we can go as deep as necessary. A lot of times we have to set the context, so I thank you for your patience today. If you happen to have your own question, something that's maybe out of curiosity or even a frustration, please by all means send me and my team an email. You can do so by sending it to contact@coachrobb.com. We're answering your questions every day here on YouTube, so please remember to subscribe and like. Appreciate your time today, and we certainly look forward to seeing you tomorrow.